What is the state of the brothers today? Is the rift as broken as we, from the outside looking in, think it is? Are we making more of it, or are they really kind of done with each other?
Right now it looks like they're done with each other, but they've both said, especially Harry has often said, I owe my brother so much, we've been through hell together, I love him to bits, but that was just before all of this happened. I think there's no other two people who've been through what they've been through on the planet. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, it's a toss-up. Look, there are two guys now who aren't talking to each other. William is not returning Harry's calls. Charles hasn't spoken to Harry in a very, very long time. He's cut him off financially. And in the future, by the way, I think Charles is going to could conceivably permanently exclude them from the royal family.
I hate to be the person who says the women could fix it, but don't you think Meghan and Kate could go a long way to bridging a gap if they showed a little bit of a unified front or made good with each other?
It could be up to them, and I think the key element here is the fact that Harry and Kate are so close. I think she has more leverage than your average sister-in-law. And I think that, and if they saw it was in their self-interest to do it, I don't think, obviously Harry doesn't want to, be left out completely. He tried to come up with a part-time solution. The Queen said, no, this is not what we do in the firm. You're either in or you're out. But maybe Charles could be convinced otherwise. It would be a lot better, frankly, for Charles to have both of his sons up there on the balcony. What's interesting about the whole relationship between William and Harry is that incredible brotherly bond that I wrote about 20 years ago in Diana's Boys. It seems stronger than any normal bond could ever possibly be. And looking back, now I see that the seeds were already sort of planted for the rift that exists today. I mean, even when he was 4 years old, Harry would say, William, you have to behave because you're going to be king. I'm not going to be king so I can do anything I want.
Right. But you also laid out in the book, it seemed like actually it was William acting out a lot of the time, but getting away from it, but Harry still getting the brunt of everything.
Well, this really came into focus. And by the way, even when they're small children, I mean, I have a really poignant photograph in the book. It's Harry's first day of school, and he's excited, and he goes up to the teacher, and he sticks his hand out to shake her hand, and she reaches right over his hand to shake William's hand and Charles' hand, so they were the important one. When Harry and William went to see the Queen Mother would sit with William, but Harry had to sit in a corner apart from them. I mean, William was always going to be king. He was always treated differently, but this really came into focus in a big way when Harry was 16 and he was caught, smoking pot and drinking at the Rattlebone Inn. Well, William is the person who introduced him to the Rattlebone Inn. William is the guy.
He had a lot of those stumbled out
Oh
nights,
man, a lot of bad scenes with William there, and yet William never got in trouble. Harry got in huge trouble. In 2005, the famous incident where Harry, dresses up in a Nazi uniform to go to a costume party. William helped him pick out that costume, but William never took any heat for it. Harry was crucified around the world in the press.
Rightly so.
Right.
That.
But it was a stupid thing to do. But again, William seemed to be made of Teflon. Later on, when Harry was photographed, naked with a girl in a hotel room in Las Vegas, right?
We all remember those photos.
That one, yeah. But William didn't come to his defense. He didn't come to defense during any of those incidents. Harry was on the verge of a nervous breakdown at that point, and the one thing I have to give William credit for is that he did step in and say, look, the way you're acting, this is not right. You've got to get therapy. And so he really, Harry credits William with saving his life. For 20 years, they've both been burying the grief and pain they felt surrounding their mother's death. I think the defining moment for the two brothers was walking behind their mother's coffin, in silence through the streets of London with 1 million people weeping. They could hear a little girl who's one of the ones people lining the road saying, Mummy, Mummy, look, there's the box with the princess. That kind of thing stays with you. And even to this day, Harry says when he gets on a plane and flies to London, it triggers all sorts of terrible emotions. They both really suffer from undiagnosed symptoms of PTSD. Yeah.